What's up YouTube? My name is Michael J. Clayman and this is 20,000 Leagues Into the Biz.
Anchors away, my boys, anchors away.
Welcome to my first tutorial video. This is going to be one video in a three-part series in which I talk about how I actually take some of my own headshots. But first, I think it would be beneficial to talk about what is a headshot and what makes a good one. Now, when I first moved to LA, I did not fully grasp the importance of a good headshot. But I've had 2 years of experience now. I've seen headshots that my friends, my peers, and some industry professionals used. And what's more, I also recently had the opportunity to direct a short film, which I mentioned in my previous video. And this short film is called Sunshine, and it gave me the opportunity for the first time to be behind the table, behind the casting table. And we got to receive submissions online from actors who wanted to be a part of our project. My production team and I had to sift through literally thousands of submissions to fill just 3 roles. We somehow had to find a way to narrow down all those submissions to the people that we wanted to call in for just one day of casting. The entire experience really drove home a few points about headshots, and I thought it might be helpful for me to share those insights with you today. First off, what is a headshot? So, as an actor, a headshot is an 8-inch by 10-inch photo of your face. Kind of like this. Blue steel. Your headshot will also typically have your name at the bottom and your resume stapled to the back. So first off, as an actor in the entertainment business, do not underestimate the power of a good headshot. It's your key in. It is your calling card. It's your first barrier to entry to even be considered for the role. Like I said, when we were casting for Sunshine, which was, by all respects, a very small project, we literally had thousands of submissions. And we had to find some way to narrow that down to just 3 people. So what ends up happening is you scroll through pages and pages and pages of headshots that are about this big. Not very big. Small. Pages and pages. You scroll through them and certain photos jump out at you. Suddenly you say, "Ooh, who's this one? Hey, that one's jumping out at me. Ooh, that one's good. Damn, that person looks just like I'm imagining for the part." What also ends up happening is, looks like that headshot was taken in their bathroom. Pass. And just like that, that performer never even gets considered for the part. We just don't have time to open up every single profile and watch every demo reel. If the headshot didn't look reasonably professional, then we just assumed that the actor was inexperienced or maybe just didn't care enough and we had better options. Okay, so a good headshot is important, but what makes a good headshot? Well, in my mind, there are about 6 points that really made headshots pop for us while we were casting Sunshine. Point number 1, the headshot should look like you. Albeit, you on a good hair day. Don't try to make your headshots too glamorous or too fancy. They should be accurate depictions of what you look like on camera as a performer. Relatively frequently, we would see a headshot that we thought looked great for the part, we'd click on it, and then immediately we'd see a second headshot which seemed like a completely different person and revealed that the person didn't really have the look we were going for in general. If we're casting for an 18-year-old high school student, but your other headshots clearly show that you look like you're in your mid-30s, you just don't fit the role. There are plenty of other roles that you do fit, but it's not appropriate for this role. Point number 2, your headshot needs to pop when people are scrolling through pages and pages of submissions. In my opinion, the main things that help with this are a simple background and contrast in the image. When there's contrast of color and value, i.e. light or dark, the image just pops out of the screen a little bit instead of being a black or gray hole that the person just scrolls by without their eyes noticing it. Our eyes are naturally attracted to contrast. That's how we see everything. Nice glowing skin tones or a bright white smile or bright eyes can also add to the pop and the contrast in your image. Point number 3. The casting director needs to be able to see you clearly in the image. This means avoid headshots that are overly dark or overly bright. Sometimes they get so blown out we can't see details and can't tell what the performer really looked like. A well-lit photo is very important, and especially making sure that your eyes are well lit. The eyes are the connection to the soul, so they say, and it's very true in acting. So we want to see your eyes nice and bright. Point 4. Your headshot should suggest a certain atmosphere or energy that's appropriate to the role that you're submitting for. So this could be intimidating, or warm, or friendly, or calculating. It depends on what kind of role you're submitting for. Now, commercial roles in general will require brighter, happier, more friendly headshots. Theatrical or more dramatic roles may require darker, more somber headshots. You should also try to suggest this atmosphere or energy that you're trying to convey without going overboard in terms of costuming. We saw a lot of headshots that had very elaborate costumes, and while yes, that does convey the point, okay, you can play a convincing homeless man, on the other hand, it ventures into Party City territory, and it just doesn't seem very professional, and the same effect can be accomplished just by suggesting a certain energy. If I was submitting a headshot for the role of a homeless man, maybe I would be in a hoodie, but I wouldn't necessarily have dirt all over my face. Point 5. Compelling subject matter. Now, you are compelling as a performer, but you need to translate that through your headshot. A couple ways to do this are through flattering body angles or activated eyes. Not like that. Photographer Peter Hurley actually has a couple of great YouTube videos on how to position yourself for the camera and how to make sure that your eyes don't get the deer in the headlights effect. I'll link those below. You can also sometimes make your photo compelling by making your facial expression have a bit of a mysterious vibe. Sometimes a slight smirk is very effective. A glowing smile can be wonderful as well. But you also might try pretending you have a secret. I also think it's a good idea to wear versatile, timeless clothing. A simple gray or charcoal crew neck shirt can look appropriate for a wide variety of roles, from sci-fi to historical to drama to comedy. This way you get the most bang for your buck out of your headshot without distracting the casting director with very specific choices about what kind of clothes your characters wear. Also, women already know this, of course, but for you men out there, you should consider wearing some anti-shine powder. Sweaty photos are no bueno. Everybody wants a nice, matte-looking image. I think I'm actually sweating right now. And my point number 6, taking it to the next level with some artistic direction. Consider color unity in your photo. Everything maybe has a certain amber glow or a cool blue steel look. It doesn't really matter what color scheme you go for, but it does stand out when the background is somber and brown and the person is in a bright blue t-shirt. It just doesn't match and it seems unprofessional. Also, if you work with cameras much, you may know about the power of a shallow depth of field or selective focus. So what this means is that in the photo, certain parts that you want your viewer to look at, like the eyes, the center of the face, this section right here, crystal clear in focus. Everything else blends away, melts away, and becomes out of focus. This naturally draws the eye straight to the eyes of the performer and makes the headshot more magnetic. And some final tips. For men, I think that headshots tend to be more flattering when they are not very airbrushed. In fact, I think the opposite direction is better for men. Generally, more detail gives more character to the face. I would avoid the overly photoshopped, airbrushed look. It just doesn't really suit a masculine headshot. On the other side of the spectrum, softer light for women's headshots is more flattering and is appropriate. Finally, a couple things to avoid. Low-res photos or low-contrast photos that look like they were taken by your friend in 2007. Skip those. You want a nice dynamic range of light and dark in your photo. If things are grayish or not focused or the image is of low quality, it just seems like you're an amateur. Also, body position should definitely not look like a selfie. And finally, at the risk of repeating myself, avoid photos that don't depict you accurately. If I like your photo, I'm going to click on your reel. But if the first 2 seconds of your reel show me that you actually don't look anything like your headshot, I'm just going to be frustrated as the casting director, and I'm going to move on to the next performer. Embrace who you are. You are perfect for roles that are out there. You just need your headshot to accurately convey what you look like so that casting directors can pair you with those roles that you do fit perfectly. Last but not least, when you do get called into the audition, make sure that you bring a physical copy of your headshot with you. It should be stapled to your resume on the back, and both the headshot and the resume should be trimmed to 8 inches by 10 inches. This is the industry standard, and that's what the professionals do. If you want to look like a professional, you'll do it too. Alright YouTube, that's it for today. Tune in next time where I'm going to show you how I have actually taken some of my own headshots. Till then, take care.